Yes.
So Beverly Hills, episode 4 this week.
Where do you want to start?
This is Voices of Reality, still not dead set on the name yet, as I said. And I'm Elisa, and you?
Farrah.
Yes. And thank you everybody for watching. I always forget to say that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe because I see a lot of watchers. Even though this channel is new, I see a lot of watchers, but the watching and the subscribers don't add up. So I don't know what's going on. I want to get that right, even though it's still new. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Comment, engage, support. It all helps out.
I'm sure for that one.
Wait, but do you see my I'm dripped in Chanel just for the Housewives?
Yes.
Just for this was in this is dedicated to the Housewives. My
nice.
Chanel. Erika has her stuff frozen, so I'm doing better than Erika. But yes, so Beverly Hills, episode 4 this week.
Where do you want to start?
It starts out with them in La Quinta, Kyle's place still. They still on vacation or whatever at Kyle's place. And Crystal left from this episode before, episode 3. Crystal left, stormed out. She was triggered. Garcelle's calling her on the phone to come back into the house to explain why you triggered. We're ready to listen and hear you out.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that takes place, the Erika situation. Before Crystal gets there, Erika starts to talk about the victims.
And how she feels that some of them had maybe lied.
Yes. And Garcelle, I loved her reaction. No way.
No way.
Yeah, way.
And then again in the confessional, Garcelle said that she doesn't believe Erika, but no one confronted her on it. And she kept saying, because of legal stuff. But you're saying with all of this that's been happening and these people are lying? Like, really? I never really particularly liked Erika, but after that statement, I really don't like her.
I knew it.
All these people are lying about what your husband said. I understand if you're trying to stand by your man, but the man is old, so-called senile. He's in some kind of home or something. You saying that you don't know if he did it or not makes me think you're part of this whole scam.
I think she's trying to protect her assets. I think that's what her whole thing is about, is protecting her assets, her diamonds, her jewels, whatever else that she attained throughout that marriage. I think she's trying to keep it and they're looking for it. So I think that's her way of saying, like, we're trying to figure out. But then for her to say, remember when Garcelle said, see, the problem was that you didn't show any compassion. And then she says, oh, well, I'm not allowed to show compassion. Then they start explaining how the legal court system works to Garcelle.
One of the reasons, though, is that you didn't show any compassion. You didn't show, like, oh, my God, I hope this didn't really happen.
I really hoped it didn't.
I know, but you didn't say that.
Yeah, but I can't.
Why can't you say that?
No. Because when you're in a legal situation like that, every word counts.
Like as if she's dumb.
But what does that have to do with showing compassion? What does that have to do with showing compassion, how the legal system works?
Her lawyer told her not to.
Huh?
She said she's not allowed to. It sounds like the lawyers maybe told her that, but I think she just made that up on a like fly.
I think this is the thing with this whole situation with Erika. 1 minute, this is not about me. They're not coming after me. It's about what my husband did. She's trying to say she shows compassion is also showing some sort of guilt or some sort of
I think that's what I think she's saying.
He did it. So her showing the guilt is kind of confessing, like, he did do it. So maybe her trying to just say, don't say anything, but I don't think they would tell her not to show compassion, or maybe they did tell her that. But I just feel like for you to say that you don't think that some of them actually are telling the truth, I don't think she should have said that either. Not on TV anyway.
And then if you can't show compassion, then why are you saying that the victims are lying? Like, why even say anything? Huh?
My whole thing is, if this is so-called such a big case, you can't talk about this. You can only talk about certain things. Why bring it up? If anything, I'll be like, look, this is not a topic I can discuss. I can only discuss with my attorney because it's still an ongoing case. Why you are putting things? Why is she saying more things where people are judging her even more in a negative way? I would have just been like, look, I can't talk about this.
I wouldn't have said anything. And for her to say that the victims are lying, like, why would the victims lie? Like Garcelle said, like, they just want their money and go on about their business. Like, they don't need to lie at this point. And not only that, they found out he did, like, you know, didn't pay them their money. Like, it's not even to say, like, you know, like, they just trying to figure out where the money is, it seems like, at this point.
And it's like, multiple victims. It's not just one person that said he stole. Multiple people are going to waste time accusing an attorney not giving their money when he actually did. Who would want to do that? And these are victims who's been through, like, tragic accidents, burn victims. They usually think they have time to try to sue him.
Exactly, and they got their money.
A lot of time trying to sue the people that caused their injuries. You think now they're going to sue their own attorney who's supporting them? It doesn't make any sense. So Erika should just kept their mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly.
And moving and stuck to the topic, which we need to go to next, which is Crystal.
Yes,
it's just getting on my damn nerves. Her attitude sucks.
And then for her to think like the world is against me, and she's like, they just want to take Erika Jayne down, but they're not going to. Not at all. Never. And I was like, girl, you over feeling yourself. Like, nobody's even thinking about you like that. Stop it. Like, nobody's out to get you. No one's thinking that hard about you. Like, the victims are trying to get paid.
You're not that important, boo-boo. You're on that show because you got a story. Now, you're not that important. So get over yourself. She's just not my favorite. She's not. I watched the show when I started really watching the shows about 3 seasons ago when Garcelle started, and she seemed okay. She seemed like, okay, she's a pretty girl. She's dressed really nice. She's married to an old white man and waiting for him to die to get all his riches. And then, yeah, okay. And then last season, I started liking her less. Then I watched a documentary. But that statement on Sunday, made me think of her less. Like, I ain't feeling this chick.
I've always thought about her because I just felt like the way she treated Garcelle with that whole, when she told them at La Quinta last year, like, Erika spoke to her husband, and then she was acting like I didn't want to divulge that. And then she just kind of went in on Garcelle. Yeah. I didn't like that part. I didn't like how she bullies Sutton, how she's like bullying her for an apology. Like, I just never liked her from the onset of the victims and the airplane and her husband stealing everybody's money. Like, I just feel like she is just heartless. And I think she's been like, I just don't think it's surprising. Like I said in our last episode, to me, it was all a money grab from the beginning with her and the husband. Like, I feel like she only married him for money anyway. So it's like,
of course. She was,
but that's what I'm saying,
a bartender or some strip type of place.
Yeah.
That man was.
But that's why I'm saying, yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, it's not surprising the way that she's acting, because her whole agenda, her whole motive is to make sure that she keeps her assets, keeps that money where she wants it to be. She wants that money train to not stop. She wants to be able to get she feels like she's old. She put in 20 years in that marriage. I think it was a loveless marriage. I mean, maybe he did love her, maybe she loved him, but I believe that the love was built on luxury. Like, so.
And supposedly he cheated on her. That's what she said. He cheated on her. I said, what? He cheated. I wouldn't be surprised if she cheated.
Yeah, I think that was thrown in there to make it seem like this is what, I think that was a part of the storyline that her attorneys cooked up for her, to say, like, you know, make it seem like you're the victim now, and this is why you're getting a divorce. Because remember, she wanted to separate the divorce from the victims. She wanted to make it seem like that was 2 separate issues. Meanwhile, she was really getting a divorce to separate herself from, like, she didn't want to have no parts and having to give over any assets to the victims. Yes, and she's still fighting to keep those. Yeah, she's still fighting to keep those assets.
I mean, I would do the same. Like, come on,
I know you won.
Let's keep it real now. if you were in that situation, she met him when she was with her early 30s, young 20s. You had this lavish life with this old man. You probably looking at the time, waiting for him to die so you could get all his assets. Now this whole shit is gonna blow up in your face. You ain't got no money. She only got this job. She has pretty little lies, whatever crap she has going on. Yeah. What else she has going?
First of all, I'm not putting in that time. He was not old enough. Like maybe I wouldn't do it because I don't think I could stomach kissing a 90-year-old, having sex with them, letting them feel upon me.
When she met him, he wasn't in his 80s. He was with.
That's what I was gonna say. But that's my point. She had to put in time. Like now, I always compare her to Anna Nicole Smith.
Ugh.
Because Anna Nicole Smith, remember the old guy that she married? He was on the deathbed, like he was ready. He had one foot in the grave.
Wait, she died? He died before her, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And she fought the family to the last bitter end, and she never got a dime. He had like an ironclad prenup, but I think she still was able to kind of like get something, and she was trying to get something, but the kids wasn't having none of it. But I feel like with him, at least with him, he was like 99 and some years old. He had one foot in the grave. Whereas with Erika, he was 70. I'm not doing 70 because you still got a good 30 plus years this day and age. So that means I gotta spend time with you. We gotta be kissing all the time, hugging. I'm good.
And sex.
I'm not doing no old man at no 70.
When she met him, he was about 60.
But that's what I'm saying. So to me, you really got to be money hungry to really, because he's 60. That's still considered young, like medium. Like you're not old. You don't got no feet in the grave. Yeah. So now she got to spend time with him. Now you got to kiss him. You got to have sex with him. So at this point, you really going in deep with the prostitution. Basically, you're prostituting yourself.
Wait.
She's a prostitute. That's pretty woman.
Herself, because the man eventually married her. But the situation is when Erika met this man, she was working, I guess, like a waitress or somewhat slash stripper. She met this guy in this restaurant or wherever she worked. He was an older gentleman. He had money. She did her little wheedling around the man. Of course, she's a pretty blonde woman, and he's probably all goo gaga. She did whatever she did, threw her private parts at him. He then decided to marry her, and she lived a certain lifestyle. Now, did she love him? She probably grew to love him because of the things he did, and he was probably a father figure. She also said that he was good to her son that's not his. He gave her this lavish lifestyle. He even helped her become a reality show. Now, we all know Erika was on that show due to him because nobody knew who she was prior to the show.
But it still adds up to what I'm saying.
Yeah, that lifestyle. But
she married him for money, period.
Oh, yeah, we all know that. But my whole thing is not everyone's into that type of relationship. I couldn't do it. You say you couldn't. There's some women like, girl, I could knock him off once, twice a week. Like, I'll have sex with him, close my eyes, pretend somebody else, give him a little hug, pretend, they can move on from that. I don't need cuddling and doing stuff, but I'm going to all the lavish parties.
But to me, that's a form of prostitution. You saying like it's not prostitution.
Well, he's married to her. That's one.
Okay, it's still a long-term prostitution setup. A long-term prostitution arrangement.
I mean, prostitute's a little bit much.
You doing it a long term. You just not going out with different Joes. You going out with one. To me, I feel like she did it all. But for what
she was saying that he didn't really ever give her physical money. It was like she always used a card. Did she say that one episode? Like he never really gave her money. Like,
but that's money. You could get with a credit card. You could do so. You could take out cash. You can go to ATM. You could do so much.
For you to be that with somebody that long, I won't say she didn't love the man. She grew to love him. I can't say she
because
you
but
had to
the
tolerate
money,
a lot.
the
20
money.
years? That's a lot to tolerate for somebody who just. That's a lot of years, Elisa.
But you don't know how these. Do you know how these women get down out here? Women do this This is a lifestyle. Do you know how many women be out here doing long term after like man after man after man? Like I respect her. She focused on her one man and just married him. But a lot of women have like a pimptress. Like they'll do different men.
So you think I know she married him for money. We all know that because he was a huge age difference and he had the money. But you don't think she had any love for this man at all?
I think her love was different from how like we would love a man. Like loving a man like
in love with the man. We know that.
Yeah.
But she did have some sort of love for him. To be with him for 20 years is a long time. Like
I think she put.
You say 20 years, or she's been that long? I didn't know it was that long. Well, he's 80 something now. Yeah,
but 20. Yeah, she says it all the time. But to me, I think it was because I know, like, not that I know, because I've never been into using a man for money. I don't care how broke I am. I cannot allow a man that I'm not attracted to touch me and be sexual with me. But a lot of women, from me having friends that have been like that and knowing people that have been like that, you can overlook that in order to get yourself into a higher class. Correct. Like more money. So you can overlook that and you can go into like long-term marriages, relationships, pimp whore type setups. You do all of this for money and then you learn to love them. Like with a pimp.
No, I agree. She did, but I'm saying she did it for 20 years. So
okay,
I'm thinking the reason she did it for so long was because of some sort of prenup they probably had, that she couldn't just divorce him or say, oh, you're cheating, now I'm out. They had some type of legal arrangement before they got married, because for her the last 20 years, I think she's just waiting for this man to die or something. Maybe she's in the will.
I don't think she was waiting. I think, to me, when I feel like I have like that kind of like mental telepathy where I feel like I'm in her body. To me, I feel like she enjoyed the lifestyle day by day. No, day by day. Yeah, but I don't think she was waiting for him to die, though. Like, really? I think,
You think she wanted him to stay alive?
I don't think she had it set out like waiting for him to die. I think it was kind of like enjoying it day by day. Like, just like, you're not gonna wait for him to die. It's kind of like, you know what, this man got, whether he was young, he could have been young, he could have been like a 20-year-old with billions of dollars. So I just think it's all about, okay, it's a give and take kind of thing. Like, listen, you're gonna give up the man that you probably could be with. You could probably be with your nice shining armor that looks good and everything, or be with your nice shining armor that maybe not look good, but affords you that lifestyle. So it's like, you kind of like,
I said I wouldn't personally do it, especially not know.
But I think that's what her thing was.
And she knew she needed a come up, and she couldn't do it on her own. And what she envisioned for herself, singing, be on Broadway, she knew she probably felt, I can't do this on my own. And he probably sold her dream, and he did sell her dream, and she got what she wanted. She's now a celebrity. We're not talking about her. She was on reality TV. She was able to do a show on Broadway. She did Chicago. She had her own business, and all of that was with his money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so a lot of times I'm not that woman. A lot of times you can get a man, let me feel on your little titties and do all of this other stuff, marry you. And you can put up with that in order, because to a lot of women, the give and take, that's nothing in comparison to the lifestyle that you can live. So to me, I feel like
we feel like, other women don't care. For them, it's like, it's sex. Here we go ahead. I don't think they had passionate sex where she was all over him and they were throwing each other on foot. No, he's old already, 60. He's giving her 2 to 3 strokes, and that's it. 2 to 3 strokes, 2 minutes.
I don't even think she was
a month. She probably was like, whatever. Then she probably used a vibrator the rest of the night. So
Let me find out. You sound experienced.
Huh?
You sound experienced.
No, I'll go open my no. But I'm saying
you the vibrator and stuff afterwards.
No, I'm just saying that's what she did because he was old and probably couldn't last that long. And not everyone, but not every woman is sexual either. So she could be like, I don't care. I don't have to have sex often. Now she's talking about having sex. But if her lifestyle that she's having is glamorous and that's what she wants, having sex with them is not a big deal to her. She could be like, whatever, I'll have sex with them. And
that's what I'm saying.
How often you think they were having sex? She wasn't asking for sex every day. I doubt it very much. She probably was having sex with him. It could have been twice a month. And then she found out he was cheating. She probably didn't even care. He
was not cheating. I don't believe that. I think that she added that on as a storyline for the case.
Well, let me take it back. You may not be too old to cheat. But I don't think that's true because I think her being in such, so much in the spotlight, I think if he was cheating with someone, unless he paid them to hush money, they would have definitely have come out with that. Just so they could be in the, in the media and probably get on the show. So I think if he was cheating on her, the woman he was cheating with would have came out.
But you remember on Instagram, I don't know if you follow on the Instagram blogs. I follow a lot of these Instagram Bravo pages and podcasts. And it showed that she I don't follow her, but she did on her because I don't like her. So I can't follow somebody I don't like.
Yeah.
So, but she put up a post of, I think, a judge he was messing with.
Oh, the judge. Yeah, that might stay secret.
Yeah. So, but to me, when she did put that out, it was to me, it was like, you just doing this to make it seem like you're divorcing him because he cheated rather than because the money train is ending. To me, you're divorcing him because the money train is stopping right today. So she tried to make it seem like she was divorcing him because he was cheating with the judge.
I doubt that because if he was cheating from when she's basically saying, oh, he cheated, she would have divorced him at that particular time. Now you're divorcing when all the stuff is coming out about him. So I think it was not primarily, but mostly she divorced him because of that, because of the fact that this whole thing was going to blow up in her face. And she's like, let me get out as soon as I can. But are they even legally divorced or are they still in the process of divorcing? I don't think they're divorced.
That's a good question. I don't think
they are. Because they're so focused on the other case. I don't think they're legally divorced. So she's still legally married.
I feel like they are. But that's a good question because to me, it's like if they are divorced, I would have definitely promoted that. Because that's the storyline she was going with. I'm divorcing him. He's cheating on me. He did me dirty. So it's like I'm surprised she didn't double down on that. So maybe they're not
divorced yet. I think they're waiting to kind of settle some of the cases. I don't think she's legally divorced. They might just be because he's in some nursing home or some facility. So I don't think they're legally divorced. They might just she's living on her own and he's living somewhere else. And they froze all his assets and stuff like that. She don't really have that much money to go fight and during a divorce case anyway. So
yeah. I don't know what, but I'm definitely following this story because I'm curious to know, is she going to give up the diamonds, the assets that she's hiding her shit. She's hiding.
You know what I'm looking and I'm seeing when I see her storyline and stuff? I'm assuming a lot of her clothes she had prior, right? Supposedly they freeze the assets. She doesn't have any money. She's on each episode, she has assistants and all these. Is she paying these people? Even last episode, she had people doing her makeup. But who are these? It was a man and a woman.
That's what I was thinking. And then remember, she said, I think that was a part of the court case, though. I think her attorney told her to say that. And she was like, she said something about, I was supposed to sell these clothes to get new clothes, but she was unable to sell something. Something happened where she wasn't able to sell to get new clothes in. But she did mention, that's how she gets new clothes because she sells the old clothes. So I guess in case we see her with new Chanel stuff or high end stuff, I think to me, she was putting out letting people know, in case you see me, I got this stuff because I sold old stuff. Like, don't think this is new.
I heard
Don't
that.
come after me.
Who's those two people that's always with her?
I'm answering for her. I'm being devil's advocate. Those are her friends. They working on, like, those are her friends now. They close to her.
All her assistants, and I'm looking at her like, you got a job? It seems like what she has.
Those are her friends. They working for free now. That's what she gonna say. That's what she gonna tell the court.
They probably just want to be on TV. And how's she affording that place she's living in on Bravo's checks?
That's what I'm saying. It's the money that's hidden that she's using all of this. Like, I don't know, these victims were paid. Like, she's using all these excuses, but I believe she's hiding money. That's the whole moral of her. I think that's what her attorneys are making her make us believe, as the people, as the victims, the court system using against her in court, like all of this stuff that they can use against her. She's making it seem that she is she has no money. She's getting paid through Bravo. And every time she seemingly has money, she has a readily excuse available. Like, it seems like she has a reason as to why.
Yeah, with the fancy clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's selling her old clothes.
Well, she would probably have to prove that she's selling it too, if that's the case. If she's in court.
Exactly. Her attorney's got it all figured out.
It's a transaction.
Yes.
Like selling it to people she know.
She ain't selling nothing. She's digging it. She ain't selling nothing. I believe she got that money hidden, and she's telling she ain't selling nothing. She got the money. She got that $5 million still that he funneled into her account. She's good for a good amount of time.
Next topic, Crystal.
Yes.
So was it Garcelle calling Crystal?
Garcelle called Crystal. Come back, explain how you feel. We don't know what's wrong. We're ready to listen to you. And then she comes back to La Quinta.
So I think that part, they did the right thing. As far as Garcelle saying, Crystal, come back. They were trying to give her an opportunity to express herself. But at the same time, I was thinking, was Crystal making a big deal? Or was she drawing this out? Or was it because she needed some extra attention on herself? But then when I started listening to what she was saying, I don't think she was. I don't think she was making a big deal. I think she was holding them accountable and kind of like, this is how I feel. This is how I felt that you guys basically dismissed me. But Crystal also mentioned when she first came on that she dealt with, like, I think it was an eating disorder. So she has other issues that she's dealing with. One issue I could tell she deals with is acceptance and being Asian. And I think with her, it's kind of like she does feel uncomfortable in the group because, again, her and Garcelle are the odd ones out of the group, the two. And when I say odd, meaning the minorities in the group.
Yes.
Everybody else are white. So I think with her, she's still trying to feel where she belongs in the group. And she feels they're not accepting her or accepting her views. And she might be thinking, well, they're not accepting me because I'm not part of the clique. And again, this group already has been formed and has a friendship. Garcelle, Sutton, he later came on, and Crystal's somewhat the newbie. So she's still trying to figure out where does she belong, what clique, who she can trust as a friend, who she can't trust. So I think that's where that all stems from. So when I thought about, like, maybe she's not making such a big deal. Maybe she needs them to actually hear what she has to say.
Yeah, I don't think she's making a big deal because Garcelle is the one who kind of initiated the discussion. And she did ask her. And no, she didn't even ask. She made a statement. After Crystal explained herself and said, this is how I feel. This is what triggered me. And it just seemed like they ended it there. Like it was done. And then Garcelle is kind of the one that stirred that pot. And she was like, I got to bring something up. And I know it's going to be explosive, but I'm going to bring it up anyway.
When you and Sutton had your thing, no matter what she said, she could have said the sky is blue. You were going to say, are you that girl? Because I just felt like it was a setup.
Word. She said it was a setup. So to me, And then the interesting part to that was Crystal followed up and said, do you still think it was a setup? Now that you know me for a year, 2 years or whatever, do you still think it's a setup? So to me at that point, if you know me for 2 years and you know I'm a good person, I would expect you to say, you ain't trying to set nobody up. You good girl. You good, Elisa. So to me, it would be like, but Garcelle didn't say that. Garcelle says, I don't know. How you don't know? So I think that's when Crystal was like, wait a minute, I'm hurt. And now I have to let you know what. Now I'm going to answer you to your comment. I'm going to respond to your comment. When Crystal said to her, you're that girl, tell me you're that girl. You don't see color. So,
yeah.
Yeah, she said that to Sutton. So when she said that, Crystal's saying that, like, the way she responded and saying that, it was something else that triggered her to say that. Because something else that Sutton said that was dark. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So with Garcelle bringing it up, it's kind of like, I can see why she's saying what she said about Sutton saying the dark comment. Because it's like, why are they all saying that? Why are you saying this? Why are you saying that, Crystal? When she's saying, she's responding to what Garcelle brought up. She knew, and Garcelle prefaced it with, I know I'm going to bring this up and it's going to be explosive. You're damn right. It was explosive. And now you're getting a response, and I'm going to tell you why I said what I said and why it wasn't a setup. Because your girl Sutton said, ba-da-da-da. And I commend Crystal for that, because I will do the same thing.
No. One, Crystal never said what Sutton said.
Not yet.
Two, this is the thing. I believe Sutton said something.
Absolutely.
I don't think Crystal is, because you could see Sutton's face, and we'll get to that. Her face, like my face is like, son, I tell you what I'm thinking. So you sort of look like, yeah, you saw that. So like the whole shit, you gonna bring that up on TV, like, oh, Crystal, God, no, girl.
I want to get past it. It's like a tree standing in the forest. Remember she said that part?
You know, she knew, like, oh my God, how do I make this good? Shut him up. This is how I see the whole situation with Crystal. If you're gonna call someone out because they said something dark, say what the hell they said. This is how it's like. I'm kind of doubtful. I'm waiting for the next episode, because last season, Crystal and Sutton did not get along. For whatever particular reason, Sutton made fun of her leather pants and they didn't like each other. She felt type of way because Sutton violated her. She didn't like something that Sutton said. So if Sutton said something so dark, when they were having their issues, why didn't Crystal bring that up then? Because that was something you could have thrown, because Sutton was going at Crystal. So if I know you said something shady, dark, racist, prejudice, whatever, this is my ammo to throw it at you. You didn't do it then. You then built a relationship with someone, a friendship with her, knowing she said something dark. But all of a sudden, Garcelle brings this up, and all of a sudden you want to talk about, oh, Crystal says, Sutton says something dark. Why you bring that up now? And if she did say something offensive, why are you cool with her? Because if I meet somebody that Sutton is white, I'm black, and she says something dark, like, oh, all black women talk with their hands and I get them.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be cool. That's it.
No, but remember, Crystal said it's forgivable. Whatever the comment was.
Okay, if it's forgivable, why are you bringing it up?
That's what the question was.
It's not that big of a deal.
No. Let me say she bringing it up because Garcelle triggered. Garcelle initiated that.
Okay, but this is my whole point. If Garcelle triggered it, you could be like, well, you know, at the time, the reason why I said this is because Sutton said that. Not she said something dark, because like everyone is saying, like Garcelle was saying, like, we're thinking the worst. We're thinking she said something racial. We're thinking she said something that's offensive. Mm-hmm. And Garcelle is the black one there. So if Sutton said something that Crystal's upset about, it has to probably do about Asians, minorities, blacks. It has to do something about people other than white people if Crystal is offended and it's so dark. but then it's
Yeah.
forgivable. How could it be dark and forgivable at the same time? If something is dark to me, I can't forgive you. So my whole thing is, she's making it seem like Sutton says something really bad. Sutton's reactions like it's really bad, but what the hell did the woman say? Say it already. Because if it's something stupid, it's like, really? Because now I'll be looking at Sutton's side eye. If I'm Garcelle, because her and Garcelle are cool, they hang out outside of this whole show. I'll be looking at her like, what the hell did she say? Like, let me watch this one because she might be one of them. She might
I think that's how Garcelle. Yeah. I think that's how Garcelle is feeling. But I do think I think that Crystal, I think she's on the fence right now. But like you said, I will agree with the part, like you said, that if she did say something dark, she should have brought it up a while ago when they was beefing. You talking about my leather pants going in on me. Now it's time for you to bring out the ammo. Now ain't the time to bring it. No, I think now is the time to bring it up because Garcelle. I feel like if Garcelle
makes sense. Garcelle is bringing that up. You're saying, oh, that's because she said something dark. It didn't have to go to that point. It could be like, look, the reason I felt this way, said this, is because she said something I ain't like, oh, whatever. Well, don't even mention it. Like, it didn't make any sense.
No, see, you acting like them. She said, don't tell me what words to use. She felt it was dark. Why are you saying now you saying she shouldn't use the dark word? It was dark.
My whole thing is, if you're going to say it's dark, I need to know what the hell you're talking about. Don't tell me, oh, she said something dark. Dark to me is really bad. To her, it might not be that bad. But let me know what she said. You could have been like, oh, well, the reason I said that because Sutton said this. Unless her and Sutton had some agreement like, oh, don't mention I ever said this or whatever. Well, my whole thing is, if you're not going to tell us what she said, don't say it.
No, Garcelle, okay, you forgetting the part about how Garcelle brought it up and said to her, I want to ask you, I feel like it was a setup. That's where she
said setup. What did she mean by setup? Setup as far as what?
I didn't know what Garcelle meant by that either. Like, I feel like, I think what Garcelle meant when she said, remember when Crystal asked Sutton and she said, tell me you don't see color. Tell me you're that girl that don't see color. So then Sutton was basically like, I don't see color. I don't. And then Garcelle was basically saying that no matter what Sutton said in response to that, she still was going to kind of pounce on her. So it wouldn't have mattered if she said, yeah, I do see color. I do. Or if I don't. Like, she's saying that she would have still pounced on her. So that's why Garcelle was saying, I feel you were setting her up with that question. So to me, Crystal responded like a setup. Like, you really believe that I was trying to set up, even me being the person that today, I'm trying to set her up. And you know why I wasn't trying to set up? The reason why I said that, tell me you're that girl or tell me you don't see color is because she made the dark comment before. That's why it triggered me to say, are you that girl? Tell me you're not that girl that sees.
My whole thing is, what the hell is a dark comment? What did she say? Because Kyle's saying, then again, Kyle, she was like, well, I was there. I ain't hear nothing. You remember Kyle kept saying she didn't hear anything that Sutton said that was bad?
Kyle, when you white and privileged,
exactly. She probably think it's nothing. Like, she probably was like, well, I be saying that.
Yeah, all blacks look alike. They all get like that. Wouldn't affect her. She'd probably be like, oh, that's nothing.
Yes. So I didn't really listen to Kyle, but my whole thing is, I want to know what the hell Sutton said.
Do you think Sutton knows what she said, or do you think like she's covering up what she says, or do you think she just kind of like wants to just get along?
I think Sutton knows what she said, that her and Crystal had a conversation about that comment. Got over it. She apologized. She probably said, please don't ever mention this. So in a way, Crystal is probably feeling some sort of loyalty to Sutton. Like,
I think so too.
Her and I are cool now. She said something she should not have said. She apologized. Her and I, off camera, had a discussion of it about how I felt about that statement. She has a better understanding of certain things that she shouldn't say. They could have had some kind of history education with something offline, the two of them. So why am I now bringing something up that's going to stir up a big...
Garcelle, again, that was Garcelle that triggered that whole response from Crystal. I'm going to defend myself. You asking me a question as to, you think I'm setting somebody up? I'm going to tell you why I didn't set her up. Because she said something dark. She said something dark. So yeah, that's why I said she's that girl. She's that racist girl, I believe. Because she said a dark comment.
No, as far as Crystal saying she said a dark comment, I get it. But I just want to know, I'm nosy. I'll be like, what the hell she said?
That's what I think Garcelle's going to say. But I think, like you said, I think it's more loyalty. And then they got over that hump in their relationship. I do believe that that's why Crystal isn't saying it. But like you said, I do think like they might have had a conversation about it.
And she's like, oh, please don't really mention it. And she's like, fine, now that we're cool. And she's like, okay, if I mention it, all hell's going to be good. Son's probably like, oh, God, please don't mention it. Let's just get over this whole conversation. So I think that's what's happening there.
I think it's that, or I do believe that it could be she doesn't, like Kyle mentioned, I think she doesn't remember. And I think now in this day and age with the cancel culture and all the kind of like Black Lives Matter and all kind of like, you know, with
super sensitive about everything.
Yeah, I think like even if it was a minute little thing she said to me, if I know what kind of culture we in now and you know what the times we're living in, I might not want you to say anything. It might be small, it might be big. I don't even know. Because at the end of the day, I'm a white privileged woman. So I don't know how people may react to this dark comment. It could be dark, it could be light. So I don't know, and I don't want you to say it. So I think that's what her stance could be too, is like, don't say nothing, because I know I said something, but I don't want you to ever mention it, because I don't know how people are going to react, but I don't think it was a big deal, because I'm white and privileged.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Crystal forgave Sutton with the comment. And that's what she said, it's forgivable. It's forgivable for Crystal. But depending on the comment, we don't know if everybody else is going to forgive it. Now, we already know the show's majority white people. So if Sutton said something, the only person I think is going to trigger is Garcelle.
Yeah.
No one else. Like, oh, how could she say something like that? But you think they're going to start being friends with Sutton or take it personal? No. So the only person I know that might feel type way is Garcelle. And I see why Garcelle is so adamant about knowing what it was that was said. Because I would be too, because she is the minority on the group. I would want to know, like, I'm friends with this white person, and she made a dark comment that I don't know about. I need to know what the hell she said.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's feeling about like this about Hispanics, Asians. I know she damn sure feeling that way about Blacks. Mm-hmm. So I see why Garcelle would be pushing it more of wanting to know what was said. And everybody also there that wants to know, just wants some drama or just trying to be nosy. But I understand why Garcelle wants to know. Now, the other white women, I don't know why the hell they want to know. Like, they just, I want to know, because I don't think it would change their dynamics of their friendship with Sutton if she did say something. I don't think it would.
But I think with Kyle, she really do believe, like, to me, I feel like as a Black woman, like what Crystal said, like, it wouldn't really affect you. So you might have just brushed it off as a, like, fly-by-night comment. But I think Kyle does want to, I think if I was there and somebody did make a comment that I don't think was that explosive, I kind of would be like, wait, what was the comment? Like, I was there. Like, I would want to learn from it too. Like, tell me, like, what was the explosive comment that you made? So I can see Kyle, because Kyle is standing on the fact that I was there. Yes. It did not happen. So I would want them to, it's a teachable lesson for Kyle too.
Well,
like,
I understand why Kyle would want to know.
Yeah.
I understand. And you know, if Erika was there, she'd be eating that up if she was there.
And then the way that Sutton responded, I was kind of shocked. Because, like, Kyle said, like, wait a minute, you want to move on? You want to stand, like, she said something about a tree. She made, like, an analogy with a tree in a forest or something, standing tall. And I was thinking to myself, like, the same way Kyle was thinking, like, Sutton, like, you're
guilty. That's what I thought, because she's always very, like, she's gonna stand for herself and debating and argumentative and ready to get somebody's face. I was like, oh, she gonna go at Crystal.
Yes.
And she's taking pictures of Crystal like, girl, you better not say nothing. Shut your ass. Don't say
I
nothing.
know.
Like,
No.
I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I know she said something. She knows she said something that she shouldn't have said.
I don't think she knows what she said. I think she knows she said, she doesn't remember quite clearly what she said. But I think, and I think she doesn't know how people will respond to it. Like, she has businesses with the cancer culture now. I'm not trying to lose my whole lifestyle. You know, I'm not trying to be suicidal over a comment that I made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just brush it under the rug. Huh?
Or get kicked off the show.
Yeah, like I'm trying to protect. I don't know how people may react to the comment that I said. Like, you know, to me, it could be a conversation between us that may not go further. But once it's out there in, you know, the world, I don't know how people may react to it. So what I would do just like Sutton, like, please, I don't even remember what I said. Even if I did say something, to me, it could have been light, it could have been dark, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to get this, because I don't know how people may react. Obviously, it wasn't a good comment. I don't think she really remembers.
I think Sutton is handled. I would have done the same thing if I was Sutton. Like, girl, don't say that, please. Please. So I think she's doing the right thing. I have to commend Crystal because she's still holding. Like, I'm not gonna say what she said. I'm not gonna say what she said. So she didn't.
I can't imagine. Huh?
She didn't fully throw Sutton under the bus because she never said what Sutton said. Not yet, anyway. She never told us what she said.
That's what I'm saying. But to me, I can't imagine. Like, it's good for Sutton. Like we're saying, it's good for her, and she's not going in on what she said, and she's not divulging it. So she's keeping it under wraps and not damaging her. But to be Garcelle, Kyle, Dorit, and the rest of them, and you're dangling this, it was dark. Yeah. It was problematic. It was this, it was that, but I'm not going to say it. I would have a problem with that. Like, don't even talk to me. Yeah, like, if you're not going to tell me the details, I don't even want to talk to you about nothing. Don't even tell me nothing like this.
Yeah, this was pissing me off.
And especially if I'm a minority woman. Like, don't even play with me like that. And I'm friends with her, and it could possibly, it's damaging, and I'm friends with this woman, and you not putting me on. Like, at least let me have the option if I want to deal with this woman. I don't know what she said. Tell me.
I would, if I was Garcelle, I'd be acting funny towards Sutton. Like, I'm not talking to you until you tell me what you said. I need to know.
I think that's what it's gonna be.
Me and you can't be cool until I know what was said. Because I would always be looking at side eye.
I think
very weary of her. I would need to know.
I think that's what the next episode is going to be. Like, they're gonna be eating at a table, and Garcelle is going to say, like, what did you say? But then Sutton does say at the end of that preview, I know I didn't say nothing. Like, it seemed like now she's getting, like, really, like, standing on it. Like, I know I didn't say nothing. I know. Like, so maybe she didn't. It sounds like next episode she's gonna stand her ground.
I think she's gonna probably end up pushing Crystal to where Crystal's gonna be like, what? You didn't say nothing? Yes, you did. And then there's gonna be a whole blow up, and Crystal's gonna tell us.
So the next part was Dorit.
Oh, what was it? She get hypnotized.
Let me find out you feeling how, because you was practically crying last episode.
I do. I feel bad for Dorit. I mean, it's not that I particularly
That's not
like
funny,
it,
God.
I think I felt when she was crying. I mean, I didn't get teary-eyed, but I feel bad for her. I felt you didn't have no emotions.
I don't know. I just feel like she's going, like she's using this for a moment. Like, to me, it's just like, even when she said, remember when Crystal was trying to bring up her feelings, and she was basically saying, like, this is not a safe space. She was saying to the girls, this is not a safe space for me. Yeah. Like, to talk to you. And then here comes Dorit in a confessional. This is not a safe space. Well, in comparison to me, this is a vacation.
Saying something like, I don't feel like I'm in a safe space just because a group of adult women don't agree with you, sweetheart, this is a vacation compared to what I went through.
And because of the robbery that I had to deal with and a gun to my head or whatever she said.
When she said that, I agreed.
But But what I'm saying is, if I'm telling, these are two separate issues. If I'm telling you this is not a safe space, like I feel like how I feel, you know, no one respects me. Whatever happened, like this is a separate issue. But is Dorit gonna bring this up at every moment? Like, I'm going to the bathroom. What? You're going to the bathroom, but I had a gun to my head and I couldn't use the bathroom. Like, I don't want.
This is a big deal. I don't think you don't understand getting a. I mean, this never happened to me.
It never, and I pray to God it doesn't happen to us.
Exactly. This is a big deal. So I understand.
But you want to bring it every moment? I'm telling you, I'm going outside to go.
Well, she didn't do that, and I guess she brought it up in the confessional. She didn't bring it up when they were discussing it.
But it shouldn't be brought up. If I'm
huge deal, getting held at gunpoint. Your kids is in the house. You don't know if you're gonna get raped, killed, what they're gonna do to your children. This is traumatic. The one thing I felt like, okay, she's taking too much when paparazzi or the press was there. I'm like, what the hell did that have to do with anything? Just don't answer. That was the only thing when she went to Sutton's event.
Yeah, but then she said that I think her issue was Sutton should have told her that there was going to be paparazzi there. Wow. Because she could be prepared for the questions, the bombarding her with what happened.
She could have, but she could have just walked in and answered.
No. First of all, if I'm Sutton and I'm trying to get my bits up off the ground, listen, Sutton and her are not friends like that.
Exactly. I don't think Sutton should have told her anything. I didn't think Sutton should have told
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So to me, when I saw that part, I was like, girl, like, to me, this goes back to me, what my thoughts are and my feelings, that I just believe that Dorit is kind of like, she's begging for sympathy, huh?
I think it's a big deal. To me, I think it is a big deal that she should get sympathy. I don't think it's something where
every moment, like, first of all, Crystal's telling her feelings about no one respects her. They feel like they're telling her what words to use. If I'm telling you I'm violated, what's her name? Garcelle's telling her, oh, I feel like I'm gonna bring this up. It's explosive, whatever. But all of this is coming up based on what Crystal said. So there's other variables in this. So with all of these other variables, you're going to say in my response, oh, this is a cakewalk or whatever she said.
Yes, I would say that too if I was in her situation. Like, we're really talking about this. I almost died. Like, I understand when she said that in the confession, I was like, it's true. I understand Crystal saying it's not a safe place for her emotionally.
But what does that got to do with you in the robbery?
Because she's thinking like, this bitch over here is talking about not having a safe place and worried about her emotions and what I'm in my head still dealing with getting over being held at gunpoint. Remember, I don't know how far after this happened to her they shot this episode, but in her head she's like, this is petty stuff.
It wasn't a moment, but so are we going to speak about this 24/7? So nobody else's feelings, nothing else is taking place in that moment matters. Like, we have to constantly focus on you, like, being robbed or whatever. Like, is that because I'm not a therapist. Maybe
yes.
I just don't get why every moment, especially when you're around your friends who are not therapists, they're not licensed therapists. So I can't, figure out what can make you feel good. And I can't talk about myself. I can't talk about my life. I can't talk about my feelings because you got robbed or you suffered some type of traumatic episode. So that means I can't talk about nothing else. And every time I talk about it, you're gonna revert back to
no, but you
being
remember
robbed.
Dorit didn't say anything when the conversation was taking place. She said in her confessional.
It still was annoying though. Like, you're gonna bring this up to me. It's like,
I agreed. Huh? When Dorit made that comment in the confessional, I agreed. Now, if Crystal was talking about it and she interrupted and said, well, this is like a vacation, then I'd be like, okay, Dorit, now you're doing too much. She said in her confessional.
But it's still dismissive though. Like, she didn't do it. It's just like with the Erika situation, how everybody's thinking what they're thinking, but they're not saying it. So they
exactly. So she gave Crystal that respect at that particular moment because she didn't voice what she was really thinking. She did it in the confessional. When Crystal was talking, Dorit gave her the opportunity to express herself at that particular moment.
True.
She didn't jump in and be like, well, this is not a safe, this is what you talking about, it's a vacation compared to me. I almost got killed. She didn't do that. She sat there and listened, and then the confessional, like, really? This is what we're talking about? I almost died. You see, so she didn't take that moment away from Crystal. That was on the confessional. So
she did give her, okay, I agree. She did give her that respect. But to me, it's like, you're thinking it every moment. I'm talking about, I gotta go, I'm going to eat breakfast every moment. In your head, you're thinking about, you got robbed, I shouldn't eat breakfast because you could have lost your life. Like,
I mean, it's never happened to me, anyone I loved. But I had a best friend at the time, we're no longer best friends, and she was in bed, and woke up and saw a man standing in her doorway of her room.
I can't even imagine that.
Okay. She lived alone at the time. She didn't have her daughter. She jumped out of bed and she had enough strength to close the door, and the guy shot 3 times at her door and ran off in an apartment. She was traumatized for a very long time. Every time I was around her, even though we were to talk about that, I could tell she was thinking about it. Her behavior is there. So this is a very traumatizing.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I pray to God that never happened to any of us.
Gunpoint. Not only that, she's still living in the same house. They didn't move out of that house. When she goes in that bedroom, she's remembering everything that happened at that particular night. Her children was in that room, in that house, covering up what happened to her kids. I mean, it's very traumatic. It never happened to me, but just having her relive that moment when she was there with the therapist, my heart went out to her. Seriously, I was like, oh my God, this is just terrible. And again, as a mother, I could just imagine, oh my God, I'm living with her. And all the things I could go ahead. And when she said that, all I kept thinking was the newspaper article stating that a mother and 2 kids were killed by a gun or whatever. Remember she said that? She said something like that. Oh, I kept thinking that it'll be an article of a mother. That broke my heart. It broke my heart. Like, oh my God, that's so sad. You hear that in the news.
That's not okay. That is you making me. You are making me empathize more, huh? You are getting me to empathize more with her because, like you said, to me, I think maybe a part of me feel like, is it a part of the storyline? I think that's the only reason. I know it's seeming like I'm a little heartless.
Yes, it does. I think it's because you're watching these reality shows, you see these people, they have the fabulous life, and maybe you're not separated. Maybe you're kind of thinking, is this an act? Is this really happening?
Especially with Dorit, if you know their characters, you wasn't watching the show. See, you still new to watching Beverly Hills. That's what I'm saying. Like they had like little fake stuff going on. So to me, I just feel like with her history, like I can't remember
stuff going on.
I can't remember exactly what it was. I know they had a lot of tax issues going on, and it was a lot of that. It was a lot of fake. I just feel like with that fake luxury that they have, like, I mean, not they, and when I say they, I don't mean them in particular. I mean just like a lot of them create this lifestyle and they end up in debt and tax issues and all this other stuff, trying to create a lavish lifestyle.
Didn't they go bankrupt or something?
Yeah, it was. They had like a lot of tax issues. I think they were selling houses and they had to, get money to make more, like steal from Peter to pay Paul. Like it was like a lot of that situation going on. So to me, knowing their history and knowing how she can be a little pretentious, like that's the part of me that's just feeling like I'm not that empathetic. Like I just feel like, I don't know, but if it is true, like you said, if she did experience that, I would never, ever want to wake up like that. But I'm just in the back of my head, I'm like, did it really happen the way she said, with a gun to her head, sit down, do this, like, I'm just wondering, did it? I would love for the robbers, not that their words will hold weight, but I'm just wondering, did it happen the way it did happen? That's it. Or is she feeding into this?
My thing with the Dorit story, one, why the hell they still live in that house? If I got robbed in my own house, I don't even want to be in that house. That was my first thing. Secondly, she was on Watch What Happened Live and mentioned they still haven't been caught. But overall, from watching, and again, I'm going back from the 3 seasons that I've watched. I watched season 1, 2, and 3, and then I had stopped and I started watching when Garcelle started. Dorit's always been looking fabulous. She always has image. Since the accident, she's been on camera with no makeup, looking pale, crying. And to me, those tears are real tears. I don't look at them as fake. I don't know if she knows how to act, but the tears I see pain in those tears. I don't think She lied. I think she was really held at gunpoint. I don't think she lied about being held at gunpoint.
I don't know. Like
I mean,
I'm with
her bags and stuff like that. What would they gain out of doing that? I mean, is there
a storyline, money, stability? Huh?
You think that would be a storyline, getting robbed at gunpoint?
What? That would create a storyline for Beverly Hills, like to be able to sustain your existence on the show. Like this is her whole storyline.
A different storyline. I think that's a major storyline to create.
Exactly. This is Oscar winning. Like you want to create a buzz.
Think she lied and talked about her kids being
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's a possibility. I'm just saying that's the part of me that's not empathetic, because I feel like it could be. I just feel like their history, the pretentiousness going on with her. I'm like what Garcelle said. Was it Garcelle? Oh, yeah, with Garcelle and Crystal. When Garcelle was like, now that you know me for 2 years, do you think that this is a setup with Sutton? And Garcelle said, I don't know. And I feel the same way when it comes to Dorit. I really don't know. I'm on the fence about, it's 50-50 for me. Like, did it happen? I'm sure somebody did break in because, like you said, they have it on camera, whatever. But I don't know, did they come in and just leave with the goods, or was they really in her room? Like, she has like they got like a whole big, like they got acres. Like, I don't know, was he on enough, like the East Wing, and they got a few stuff, and then she woke up and saw shit missing, and then now we're gonna say it was at gunpoint and all this. We're gonna create the storyline. I don't know, and I don't trust PK either. PK is a little grimy from like history. I don't know, like with their money situations, there's some griminess going on with them.
See, I don't know enough about their history. I'm just going by what I'm seeing now, and I just see that she really was held at gunpoint. Well, something happened to her.
That's what I'm saying. Something happened, but it could have been just missing shit. And did she receive them?
My Birkin bag, they stole it, which she could afford more. But I think with her, I think it's true. I don't think she made that story up.
She was held at gunpoint. It was like, get down, shut up. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm just wondering if she's embellishing. That's all. Like, yeah. I think something did happen. It could have been on the west wing of her house, and she never even saw the burglars. So I'm just wondering. That's all I'm wondering. I need more. I need this to develop more to come back to this.
I didn't think of it in that type of way. I just felt like, it happened. The only thing I was like, why isn't your alarm on? And your husband's away and he has such a big house. That was just like a red flag. Like, wait a minute, why is her alarm off? And she mentioned, I didn't want the kids walking around the house. But a house that big, your husband's is away and you don't have your alarm, you're setting this. And the time you don't have your alarm, they decide to rob you. That was the only thing I questioned. But
and there's no cameras in the house. Like, where were they? Like, to me, I just feel like if you have a whole big house, like, to me, my house is not even that lavish, but I have cameras in my house, along with outside, but in my house, and their motion detection. And I think she did say she because that motion detection could be annoying. Like, when you're moving around, the wind blows, the motion detection alerting your phones. So I do turn it down. So I just feel like with her, it just seemed like, I don't know. I got a lot of questions. Like, where, like, your motion detection wasn't on. They came, you live in all these acres. They came straight to your room. You don't got no cameras in the house. They didn't go to the kids' room. Where was the nannies at? You don't got nannies. It was you and the 2 kids or 3 kids or however many kids you got. Like, no one else was there.
Wow, you really depicting. You really going deep. I didn't think that much. I just saw her every time I saw her scene. She was crying. I felt her pain.
I just need to know, where was everybody? Where's the cameras inside your house? I got dogs. And I got my cameras open. I'm not home. I'm looking at my dogs on the camera. See what they're doing. Right. Sit down. Like, what y'all doing? Get out of there. Like, I'm looking like, you don't got cameras for your kids, and you got a whole west, east, north wing.
You sway me a little bit on that side. Where's the camera in the house?
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing. I just don't know. There's a storyline. I need to figure out what. I need more. I need to see, like, to next year. I feel like more is going to be at the reunion. Maybe we're going to get more answers, but I just don't think we may not, because I feel like Andy's feeding it. Everybody's feeding into this. Me, I'm a skeptical. I'm a skeptic. So I'm looking at this like, my Cleo vibe is going off.
So you're mentioning that they maybe, but for story, you think she would do this for storyline? I think Dorit was already on the show. She didn't really need it.
No, but you needed to sustain your existence. Even at a regular 9 to 5, like you easily get cut when they feel like they cutting, everybody trying to save money, whether you a big business, small business, everybody. Nene got cut and she was a big timer on Atlanta Housewives. So you need to come up with, people get cut left and right off these Housewives shows.
Yeah.
And Dorit is not like a heavy hitter to me.
Yeah, they don't really need him on the show.
And I don't trust PK, her husband. Like, I just feel like he could be feeding her stuff. Like, these husbands, and
okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. But then what happens next season? She can't carry this story for too long.
Listen, I'm taking it a day at a time. If I'm getting in Dorit's head or PK, we're gonna take this a day at a time. Like, we just gonna sustain this for next season. She's guaranteed her spot for next season. So now she's getting paid for this season. She's guaranteeing it for next season now, because now this happened and this is great for TV. They might got more viewers because of the robbery. It might have brought in millions more viewers. So now she secured her spot. So next season, at least, take it a day at a time. That's how I feel. Yeah. That's what PK's telling her. Listen, babe, take this a day at a time. We're going to worry about next season when it comes.
Oh my God, that's a terrible. If they are doing that for storyline, that's terrible. But I still think this happened to her.
What you think about the therapist, the hypnotist, or whatever the woman, the special art? I forgot what type of therapist she is.
I don't know. This is a bunch of weird things and all these machinery. And she just had her. At first, I thought they were trying to hypnotize her, but they just had her relive the whole scene. And again, it was a very.
But what was the thing? What was the contraption that she was holding? I did see that, but I was like,
find out what type of waves was going through her brain, the emotions.
Oh yes, that's what it was. It was. I remember her saying that.
But it was it was a sad scene. When I watched, I was like, oh, I feel bad. I did feel bad. I didn't look at it the way you did, obviously. I honestly felt bad for her. My heart was like, oh my God, that's so sad. I did feel bad. And I think that scene, she seemed vulnerable. She wasn't wearing no makeup. She wasn't wearing nothing fashionable. And I believe that she was going through pain at that moment.
It could be. I still a part of me, the skeptic side of me, is still saying that I need to see the developments later. I need to see at the reunion. I need more questions being asked. But even when we saw on Bravo Watch What Happens Live with Andy, I was looking for him to kind of question her and to get, how he comes up with questions from the viewers.
Yeah.
To kind of like, get another point of view, another perspective. It was no type of questions. No one, and they're all the skeptics out there like me. I'm not alone in this. There's a lot of me out there. So I thought that Andy was going to ask the hard questions. He did ask the one question about the alarms, and then that was where it ended. But I would have wanted more questions as to kind of figure out, but I'm not getting the answers. Like, I'm not sold yet on either or, because the questions are not being asked. Like, they tiptoeing around it, and everyone feels I think the majority feels how you feel.
Yeah, I don't think Andy would have asked more questions.
But he does. He always asks those uncomfortable questions that from Twitter, when on Watch What Happens Live, he asked those uncomfortable questions. Yeah, but he probably didn't for her.
The majority of people are saying they're doubtful. Like, if there was a lot of people saying, oh, we doubt what happened to Dorit, we doubt what happened to Dorit, I think then he'll be like, oh, there's a huge percentage of people on Twitter who thinks this might be a scam. So I don't think I think she's a parent, her kids were there, everyone's feeling sorry for her, that no one's thinking like you, Elisa, or less people thinking like you. I think more people are being sympathetic to her. And I think people actually maybe like her, so they are a little bit more sympathetic. I don't know if the viewers like Dorit or not. She's more just like the fashionable person on the show, the more fashionable person on the show. So I still sticking by this happened to her.
Like I said, I need more questions. I need more answers. I need more questions being asked. I think hopefully at the reunion, even if Andy doesn't, I just want her to talk more about. She's talking a lot about it with therapists and everything, but I'm still not sold. Like, I don't know.
Think they're gonna bring it up. I don't think they're gonna bring it up to that extent on the reunion unless it's developed before then. If nothing develops, I don't think Andy's gonna bring that up. They may replay they will bring it up because they're gonna have to replay some of those scenes. But I don't think it's gonna be a conversation as to them not believing her. Like, oh well,
I don't think so. But I'm just wondering if there's gonna be an explosive like in the O.J. Simpson trial, the glove doesn't fit, so you must have quit. I'm wondering if something explosive will happen where they'll catch the robbers.
A Jesse Smollett kind of situation.
Yes. I want to know if they catch the burglars, not that their words are not going to hold more weight than Dorit. I don't know, but I still want to see what could come out of this. Is someone else going to come out and say, wait, Dorit, your story's not adding up. We caught the burglars. They said they never saw you. They got the stuff from the West Wing. What did they take from your room? Nothing was stolen from your room. Where was the stuff stolen? I need to know what was stolen. Where was it stolen from? Did anything from your room get stolen? Did they look at you and was considering raping you? I need more. No, but it's so dramatic. I'm just wondering, she didn't add that. Not that she's adding stuff, but I'm just saying, I want to know, what more happened during this. I don't feel like
they didn't really go into full detail.
Exactly.
And of course, they were like, oh, because it's an investigation, knowing them, something like that. But they didn't really go into detail.
What did they take from her? Did they take anything from her?
Huh?
What did she have her wedding ring on? Did they tell you, did they say take all your jewelry off your body? It just seemed like that part, I don't know. I want to know,
Well, she said they took some bags. I don't know
from where? From her room? Did she see them taking it? And when she was in her room, did they take it out of the closet and she was just standing there on the floor? Because remember, they told her to get down on the floor. Was she on the floor and they was just rummaging through her room? Or was it on the other wing? Where did they steal the stuff from?
I don't know. And she mentioned they put all of it in a comforter or a sheet or something.
Where did the sheet come from? When they was telling her to get down on the ground, was it the other guys stealing and somebody had her at gunpoint where they was rummaging through the West Wing? Listen, I'm a skeptic. So the other side of me could be she woke up, she came downstairs.
Oh my God.
And then she was like, oh my God, what happened? Everything is missing. Everything is rummaged through. And then the story that they get down on the ground and all that could have came up afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it still would have been scary. I mean, not as scary for hell at gunpoint, but just knowing somebody was in your house and violated you.
Yes, that is scary. I would never.
It would have been a storyline, regardless if they put a gun to her head or not. It was intruders in her house when she was there and her children were there. She had the gun and stuff like that, but she could have just made that without it. It still would have been a big deal, I think, even if she didn't add the gun part.
I just think it's more dramatic, though. It's just more interesting when you add that. And to me, it's when you add more dramatics to it. To me, I just think it's best for the storyline. I think it's better. With Kyle, that happened. The same thing happened with Kyle. Not the same thing, but Kyle wasn't home.
Exactly.
And
same thing.
It was skipped over. It wasn't. We didn't get that much information about Kyle's situation. It could have been off season.
Home, so the fear of something happening to her wasn't there because she was at home. So,
but that's what I'm saying. She was home, but it still would have been less fear if she didn't interact with the robbers. It wouldn't have been as traumatic.
Correct. But if the robbers were at her house, even though she didn't see them or not, I think it would still be something like, oh my God, this happened to me while I was in the house. They could have done this. They could have done that. So I think she still probably would have acted like she's acting now.
We need to find these robbers.
Yeah, I don't understand how they didn't find them, but from what they showed on camera, I don't know if they had masks on or whatever, but
they had like ski masks. They did have ski masks on. Did you see that? I put the clip in our last episode.
Huh?
I put the clip in our last episode.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, don't, like you said, aren't there neighborhood cameras in the neighborhood or something else? How did they make their quick getaway?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this day and age, everybody's getting caught because cameras are everywhere. Like, if it's not on everybody's property, it's at street lights, it's at the corner stores. Like, even though they might not be corner stores.
Yeah, like there's no cameras anywhere. So once they left the gate, then what?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how these people are not getting caught in lavish. They catching people like this in the hood, but they can't catch them in Beverly Hills.
But with Kyle, did they catch the people that did that to her?
No, they never caught them. And she said she literally only had the clothes on her body. Like when she came home and saw everything, like she didn't have nothing. They took everything. Her mother's gifts that she was given, and her mother passed away. Like they took like a lot of they took a lot of stuff from her. And that's what I'm saying. Like they didn't really like give a lot of storyline to her. You found out about it after
clothes on her body, so they took a whole closet.
That's what she said. See, you getting a little skeptical too.
Someone's gonna get robbed and they took your whole.
She said they took it, but you know why? The house was empty. Like you said before, it could have been somebody watching them, and they weren't. They were on vacation that whole like week or something.
So they spent a whole week casing the joint and stealing her stuff.
They could have come back. That's what it sounded like. They had some time to take stuff, and they emptied out that house. It seemed like.
What type of neighbor she got? No one noticed people taking a bunch of clothes out of her.
That's what I understand about these people. Like, how are they catching? Like, you would think in Beverly Hills, they would be able to catch them instantly. Like, with fingerprint cameras, like, these people are busting open glass. They got a gun telling you get down. They taking stuff where they touching shit. Like, and they didn't catch no one?
That is true. Not where they wearing gloves. Fingerprints. What about all that stuff?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't leave nothing around. Like, they don't leave these are like expert robbers. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, it's a little fishy to me.
That's a good thing you're not her friend.
I wouldn't say it. I would listen, but a part of me first of all, I'm going to ask questions. Even though, like, you may not know I'm being skeptical, but I ask questions anyway. I'm like, oh, wait, what? He came in? Where did he go? Like, what did he steal from your room? How did he look? Like, was he black? Was he white? We don't know nothing about these robbers. Like, put up some pictures so we can catch the robbers. Like, we're watching, millions of people are watching Housewives. Like, when the clip I put up on the last episode, that was the first time I actually saw him. And I was like, oh shit, I got a clip where you could kind of see like a good shot, even though he had like a ski mask on, like the ski mask was like here. So you can still see his eyes. You can see this part of him. That was a good enough part of him where I would know if it was my brother, my friend, my cousin. Like, so why aren't they putting out the video? Like, there's millions of people watching. Put these videos out so we can catch the guys.
I see.
Do we got anything? Do we got the drawing, the artists that draw? Like, we don't got nothing to catch these robbers. We want to catch them. Where are the artists that's drawing up them? Where's the newscaster? I found the clip and it's zeroing on his face. Why they not finding these clips?
That is true.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could probably ask Bravo, can you put these people's pictures up?
Even with Kyle, like, she wasn't there. So we don't know what these robbers look like. I don't know what happened with our camera system, but we actually got footage of Dorit's incident. Some is just not right.
Well, wow. Now that you put it this way. But I'm still a Dorit. I can't get over the fact that I don't know. I can't get over the fact that I feel her pain when I watch the show. I feel remorseful for her.
Like, we need to catch this guy. You said this is gonna change. This is traumatic. You got PTSD now. we need to find these robbers.
Agree.
She's in our prayers.
Yes. Next topic. I think that was what happened on that episode, right?
That whole episode was about Crystal and Dorit and Sutton.
And Sutton, that's true. Nothing else is going on. So the next episode, we'll wait and see what happens.
We gotta wait and see, and that's it. I'm still sticking to maybe something may develop, but I don't know. But yeah, we gotta see what happens with Garcelle. I'm waiting for Kathy Hilton to make an appearance.
Oh,
and
she's gonna be on there.
Hmm?
She's gonna be on there too.
Yes, she's coming.
I want to find out what the hell Sutton said that was so dark.
Yes, I'm gonna find out that. So that's coming next episode. And
what the hell's going on with Kyle this season? Nothing.
Kyle and Kathy, you know it is. When Kathy comes on the scene, Kathy said something about Kyle. That's gonna be an issue. So they're not speaking right now. They're not on good terms again.
Kyle and
her sister, Kathy.
Really? How do you know that?
Because they talk about it all the time. Like, I don't know if you watch What Happens Live with Kyle, and you know how they go on. Yeah. Andy goes on Twitter and asks the questions that we all are wondering, and they asked her about, like, is she speaking to Kathy? And she said they're not on good terms. And Garcelle was on there, and they had a little beef too, a Twitter beef, because they asked Garcelle. You know how Andy comes up with his shady questions, and he asked Garcelle, who's more closer to Kathy, you or Kyle? And she was like, of course me. So that Kyle went on Instagram right after that, and she was like, it was very hurtful what you said and what you did, and then Garcelle apologized for it. But obviously it's some truth to that.
Yeah.
So we're going to see that develop between the Kathy and Kyle situation. Lisa Rinna is going to be a part of that, because the Lisa Rinna comes in with the Kathy Hilton and the Kyle situation and the racism accusations against Kathy. Lisa Rinna it's Lisa Rinna against Kathy Hilton, basically. And then Kyle gets kind of swept into it because Lisa Rinna is going to bring out something that Kathy said about Kyle to her, and they're going to confront her about it.
Oh,
so we got to see. So it's still more storyline to be developed. Kyle is substantiating her existence again.
Yeah. Based on her family drama.
Yes.
Okay. So we got more tea coming up.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Bravo, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Comment down below. Tell us your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know your thoughts. Engage. Support the channel. It's new. So looking forward to engaging. And maybe we'll go live one day. You know, once we build up the audience. I want to go live. I like the live. Like the interaction and engagement of like the chat and stuff like that.
And answer some questions.
Yes.
True.
And then go back and forth, get other people's thoughts too. So that'll be interesting. So I'm looking forward to the channel being built up. And that's good for tonight. It was a good talk.
Bye.
Yes. Till next time.